People often ask what is the difference between those popular soul terms, so we're going to help you understand by explaining the differences between them. We form karmic ties with people we've known in our past lives and have some unfinished businesses or unresolved issues with. It's a debt that one must pay to the other, and a valuable developmental lesson that the other one offers in return. Karma does not punish but rather enables the soul to come back and do some corrective work in order to move on. The soul remembers its embodied lifetimes and attachments, and will knowingly choose the souls it needs to meet again, if they have some unfinished history together. So, the karmic people meet again, often in the same family as parents, siblings and relatives, or in other close circles as partners, lovers and first marriage spouses. In karmic relationships everything seems okay on the surface and the way it should probably be, but it also feels like something is missing and leaves you in a constant dissatisfaction and unrest. But karmic relationships are usually secured by official documents and blood ties, so that the people were ought to tolerate each other longer, looking for solutions and not the easy way out of the node. There is no better example of a karmic connection than an unhappy marriage. Half of the marriages fail simply because those marriages are made of two karmic people, joint debtors. The two are temporarily brought together in a codependent union, where they are triggered to start their karmic workup and eventually break free. Where does love go after marriage? Illusory love fades away and passion subsides as soon as the karmic strings between the two unwind. Now, parents, siblings, relatives and children stay with us for life, and those relationships may as well be far from easy or fulfilling, but as we consciously chose these people to be our family before we came here, it only takes us to realize why and what for. Usually with this realization we begin to accept our family members unconditionally, and be thankful for the settings they provided for our growth and refinement.
My father told me this world was only a preparation for the next. That all we can ask is that we leave it having loved and being loved.
I will search for you through 1,000 worlds and 10,000 lifetimes until I find you.
I will wait for you and all of them.
Soulmate is either a person you used to know in your previous incarnation and have no unresolved issues left with, or the one of similar energies that thus feels intimate and pleasant. Cosmos takes care of us so much that it sends us each a couple of thousands of potential soulmates to appear in the right periods of our lives, so that we never feel lonely. Soulmates laugh a lot and talk for hours, and it's always effortless and energizing. Marriage of soulmates is a happy reciprocal relation with minimal arguments and no ego issues. Both feel seen and heard. Souls that love each other are always connected and often incarnate together again to meet as family members, lovers, friends or siblings for company and mutual support. Each soul has its closest soul family bundle, and what we call a twin soul, or twin flame, is one, most prominent soul of that spectrum. But it is not literally the other half of your soul, in spite of the recent publicly acknowledged idea of twin flame's existence that says twin flame is your other half and is one and only. I only will say here, yes, it's very close to truth, but there is more to the story. Is twin flame only one for each? In the format of this video, I will have to say, yes it is. Because one twin soul is what most of us will get to meet in a lifetime. Anyhow, twin flames by all means go beyond soulmates experience. The connection of these two incarnated souls is full of mystery, signs, shared dreaming, synchronicities and overwhelming feelings. From the moment they meet, Twin flames develop a magnetic attraction to each other that is nearly supernatural and practically impossible to withstand. Meeting a twin flame is a mystical experience as it often signifies a turning point in the lives of both. So what are the twin flames and why is that connection so powerful? Let's say, a soul was once designed as a perfect unisex attire, fit all pants and top, but once it got off the catwalk, it went for sale as two separate pieces. You got your piece and it's your soul. Your soulmates match and complement your piece beautifully. Your karmic people are like those bad choices that can be worn together but hardly match at all. And your twin flame, twin soul, is that one-of-a-kind designer set that was originally made of the same fabric. Twin flames were at some point one soul that then divided in two to incarnate in two different people for their own developmental purposes. Twin flames usually incarnate as male and female, but can be of the same sex as well. Meeting your twin soul is a mystical occurrence, because it doesn't happen to a soul in every lifetime. A soul gets to meet its twin flame only when it's old enough to face the twin and handle the connection, as it greatly advances both souls on their evolutionary trip. It's a bliss and a test at the same time, because twin souls usually incarnate in two unordinary individuals that are more interested in solitude, creativity and metaphysics than in trivia, tradition and relationships. The two feel burdened in any sort of a codependent relationship and are driven by the strongest motive in their lives, self-actualization and independence. Sweet disaster begins when the two entities of one former soul get to meet again. Both carry the transcendent memory and love for each other, so they immediately recognize and get strongly attracted to one another, feeling pleasantly weird, tongue-twisted or even having fever in each other's presence. But together with that attraction comes denial. The two are wildly driven back together, but will nevertheless try to push each other away on early stages, or something will be keeping them apart until the time is right. Twin flames won't unite easily because their purpose is not to get together in a traditional relationship, but to help each other face themselves and become the wholes rather than halves. Even though twin flames has a potentiality of an amazing romantic relationship, it's erroneous to think of it as solely such. Twin flames meet exclusively for internal developmental purposes. Twin flames are like each other's mirrors that in an indirect way will have each other face their issues and old emotional traumas that were long buried and will now begin to stir up to the surface. Together with that, twin flames will help each other acquire missing elements in their personalities which they need to reacquire in order to feel complete. Male twin is usually emotionally unavailable and fears closeness, and female twin was programmed to believe that she needs a man to feel validated. So both need to gain the traits of the opposite sex in themselves in order to break free from the old hindering patterns and reach that wholeness in the self. Male twin flame will have to learn to accept love and share his feelings without the fear of being smothered or seeming weak, and female twin flame will have to face her potential and manifest her talents in order to become completely self-reliant. When that work is done, the two will be evolved enough to reunite in an earthly bliss for the perfect kind of a relationship of wholes, or will find that they actually need relationship no more. Twin flames' experience is always challenging as it requires both to face themselves, and may trigger deep emotional confusion and self-dissatisfaction. So too often one or both twins might get too overwhelmed and run away or apart. But twin flames always run to come back.